Hola, Norte Americanos y amigos. Greg Patton, host of Daily Spit Take, and we have arrived at the special edition Super Bowl prop show. Now, most prop shows are going to go over the lines. They're going to go over what Vegas is doing. They're going to go over what the online gamblers are doing. What are the squares and the sharps doing? That's not our prop show. Our prop show is going to be tarot-based. You may remember during the AFC Championship and NFC Championship, we did the tarot storytelling. Now, we were about 40% on both games, so we did pretty good. Like, you want to be in that 40 to 50 when you're doing tarot, typically. You're not expected to be 100%. So what I did is I have 20 questions. We have 10 in this episode, and we'll have 10 in another episode. I don't want to have a super long episode. In addition to, we will have video of the tarot to back up what we're saying. So let's get right to it and not waste any time. We are going to start. This episode will cover the first quarter and the second quarter of the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Eagles. We're also going to have some player props in, some coaches props, and we're going to look at sack totals. So we will start with the two-time defending Kansas City Chiefs first quarter. When we threw the cards, what we did is we set up where we had the star layout. What that means is the star card is where the top, everything connects to the star after that. You throw 5 cards, 1 in the middle, and then 2 on each opposing sides of the right and left. These cards are to tell the story of success, prosperity, and struggle. And we have a lot of both when we look at this game. So let's start with the Chiefs. When we threw cards, we got the King of Wands, the Sun, the Two of Cups, the Death card reversed, and the Hanged Man. Now I want to include, we allow for reversals because we want to tell a story. We don't want everything to just be upright, which would tell you only the positive or the negative possibility. So when we have reverse cards, there can be negatives, and some cards, as you will see like the Death card, when it is reversed, is actually more positive. So Kansas City in the first quarter, we threw the King of Wands. That's strong leadership. That's confidence. That's setting the tone early. The Sun, positive energy, strong start, momentum building. You see where we're going with the first 2 cards. The Chiefs are coming out ready to play. They're not in a situation where they're starting slow. The Two of Cups is teamwork and collaboration. Again, everything's moving in the right direction. The Death card shows up, and that can be, with reverse, that can be stagnation. You're avoiding change. Now they're indicating that they're facing a bit of resistance. Maybe they're taking some risk now in the play calling. The Hanged Man, it's a period of pause, reflection. You need to look at things from a different perspective. What does this all mean? This all means that when we look at the Kansas City Chiefs in the first quarter, they're going to start strong, but they may have minor setbacks early. Their efficient execution will be the key. That will be on display. The King of Wands, the Sun, and the Two of Cups are all very positive cards for the Chiefs to start the game. The Death reverse card could indicate a drive stalling. It could indicate that they have an opportunity to get points and they don't. And maybe they take a risk that they shouldn't take. Maybe they challenge a play and they lose the challenge. The Hangman is you're getting stopped in your tracks. They're well prepared. That's the big takeaway from this. They're well prepared. They're ready to go. They will have to make adjustments, though. So it sounds to me like if we were writing the script, the Kansas City Chiefs come out, they gain a lead, they have control of the game. Toward the end of the first quarter, the Kansas City Chiefs become stagnant. They also struggle to make adjustments. They're going to have a bit of stagnation, is what I feel in the first quarter, but they probably will have the lead. All right. On to the Philadelphia Eagles. Same layout we're going to use the whole time. This is going to be the star layout the whole way. Their cards in the first quarter were the Five of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Two of Cups. They got the Magician reversed. That's going to be an important card later. We'll come back to that. The Two of Wands. So everything seems to be for the Eagles that they're coming out a little slow. You're seeing that the Chiefs are coming out fast. So when we look at what these cards mean, the Five of Wands is struggling with competition and pressure. That's where everybody's fighting over the wands on the card. The Seven of Swords. This can be a deception card. This could be the issues with their strategy or their execution. The Two of Cups is the positive card because it shows the bond between the players, but they're not yet ready to overcome challenges. The Magician reversed is a big one. It is missed opportunities. They're not utilizing their full potential. If the Kansas City Chiefs give them a turnover, this is saying that the Philadelphia Eagles are not going to capitalize on it. They're not going to get points off the turnover. Or maybe, worst case scenario with that card reversed, they get a field goal when they could have had a touchdown. The Two of Wands finishes out the first quarter with looking ahead, but they don't quite know what the best course of action is. So when I weigh all of this, this is what I see for the Eagles. They are going to struggle early. Kansas City is going to have the better start. We are going to see clarity in what the Eagles' adjustments are. These adjustments are going to be very important. Whether that's they're going to be facing, it's Vic Fangio changing his defensive game plan up. Maybe he's playing more quarters. Maybe he's playing the Vic 8 set where they've got 6 defensive backs on the field. There's going to be an adjustment of some kind. They're going to be delayed on their attack. This is not going to be the NFC Championship game where Saquon Barkley scores on the first play of the game. That is not what this is showing. This is showing there's going to be some miscommunication on offense. They're going to be delayed. Whatever they want to accomplish, whether it's establishing the run, whether it's rushing the passer, they are going to be delayed. The key card in the first quarter for them is the Magician reversed. They are going to have opportunities, and they are not going to be to take advantage of them. That will end the first quarter. All right, let's move on to a question that I think a lot of people have. If the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl, will Andy Reid step away as head coach? Does he want to continue? Is he going to retire after this game if they win? We threw the cards, and this is what we got. We got the Ace of Swords reverse. We got the Two of Cups, the Sun, the Three of Swords reverse, and the King of Cups. The question we asked was, would Andy Reid retire following another Super Bowl win with Kansas City this Sunday? The answer from the cards are, he's leaning towards staying, even if they win. And the most interesting card is the King of Cups, because that is wisdom and balance. Andy Reid could be on the podium holding the Lombardi Trophy. He is not going to make an emotional decision, is what the King of Cups is saying. He is going to take time away. He's going to make a level-headed decision. He's not going to make an emotional decision and throw Kansas City into the, oh God, who's going to coach this team if he's leaving? The Ace of Swords shows that there's a little bit of confusion. Reversed, it shows a little bit of confusion. The Two of Cups show there is a strong partnership with the staff, with the players, with ownership. This is a very good card to say that Andy Reid is not going anywhere. The Sun is a great card for the Super Bowl. The Sun is about success. They are happy with the outcome, this card is telling you. There are previous past struggles with the Three of Cups. He may move on. It's saying maybe. It's a maybe card. But the interesting thing is, remember, Andy Reid is the winningest coach in Philadelphia Eagles history. This will be the second time he will play against the team that he coached most of his life as a head coach. So there are healing from past struggles taking place with the Three of Cups reversed. He's recovered from being fired by the Philadelphia Eagles and having greater career success with the Kansas City Chiefs. So when we get down to it, he's content and he would lean to staying if they won. Andy Reid, if he wins on Sunday, will likely stay, is what the cards are saying. Our next question. We wanted another coaching question, but I didn't want to ask the Nick Sirianni fired one. That one didn't appeal to me. The one that got my attention is Kellen Moore. You may be aware Kellen Moore is coaching in the Caesars Superdome this Sunday as the offensive coordinator. He is the leading candidate to get the last head coaching job currently available with the New Orleans Saints. So what I wanted to know, is Kellen Moore going to be distracted this week since he is talking about becoming a head coach? Could he keep all of his focus on the Super Bowl and not get trapped into, well, I'm in New Orleans, I need to talk to the front office, I need to meet people. The league has rules in place, but Kellen Moore is in New Orleans, so things could be a little different. The cards that we got were the Ten of Swords, the Magician, the Emperor, the Empress reversed, the Wheel of Fortune. What does this mean? This means we got maybe after all that. The reason we got maybe is a painful ending with the Ten of Swords. That would mean that he would lose in the Super Bowl and he would move on. So that's a yes card. The Magician, focus on mastery. He's focused on the game. So that is a no card. He's focused on defeating the Kansas City Chiefs. He's not thinking about the head coach. The Emperor, structure, discipline. He's avoiding hardship. So that is a very strong no. He is not distracted card. But then you get the Empress card. You get personal distraction. That's the big one right there, right? It's a personal distraction. That's a very strong yes card. So we're hoping the Wheel of Fortune breaks it. But here's the thing with the Wheel of Fortune. It's fate. It's change. It's unpredictable shift in circumstances. We had to throw a clarifier. We had to throw one more card because we had 2 yeses, 2 nos, and a maybe. The world upside down. It's a high chance of distraction. The focus and the distraction are both here. He has to stay focused on the job. If he manages that, the external factors will take care of themselves. So my answer, is Kellen Moore going to be distracted? Yes, but he has the ability to manage them. As long as he's not on Bourbon Street and he's not practicing for Mardi Gras when he gets the job, I think Kellen Moore will be fine. But the distractions are possible. All right, let's move into 2 key players in this game, I feel like. I'm going to call this the Worthy effect. My question was, would Xavier Worthy have the most receiving yards for the Kansas City Chiefs? Now, I know most people would say it's going to be Travis Kelce, could be Noah Gay, could be Watson at tight end. A lot of people will be on DeAndre Hopkins, Juju Smith against the coverage, what the coverage dictates. But Worthy is the game breaker. He's got the speed. So I wanted to know, again, will he have the most receiving yards? What did I get? 5 of Cups, 7 of Wands, Death card reversed, King of Wands reversed, and the Chariot. What does this say? What I'm getting from the answer is the 5 of Cups is disappointment. So that's unfulfilled expectations. That's not a good start. 7 of Wands reversed, struggling with competition. It's difficult to stand out amongst the other players. That is also a no card. The Death card reverse, we know. Resistance to change. When the Death card is flipped, it is resistance. The change is going to happen, but you are resistant to it. This also means in a football context, he may be held back in the game plan. The game plan may not be on Xavier Worthy. The King of Wands reverse, inconsistency, lack of leadership, lack of dominance on the football field. He's not going to dominate the game. And finally, the Chariot shows up. And that helps Mr. Worthy in this case because that is determination and a chance to contribute. So when we get to the answer is no. He's not going to lead the team in receiving yards. However, because the Chariot is here, it could be a game-changing play Worthy makes. He will not lead them, and another receiver will step up to be the leader in receiving yards. That does not mean Worthy cannot make a key play in the game. The Chariot saves this spread by saying it's very possible he could have a big play in the game, but he is not going to lead the team in receiving yards. So we move on to the Philadelphia side of the ball. I had so many choices. And I know what everybody would say is obvious, but I was talking from a receiving standpoint, so I didn't want to just say Barkley on the receiving side. I went with Dallas Goedert. And the reason is Dallas Goedert continues to produce at a high level in the playoffs. He's not Gronk. He's not Kelsey. I understand that. But in the Eagles offense, and when Jalen Hurts is under distress, Dallas Goedert has been the go-to guy. My question was, would Dallas Goedert star in the Eagles offense on Sunday being the number one receiving target in yards and catches? The 5 cards that we got, the Empress, the 9 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, reversed, the Knight of Cups, and the Emperor reversed. This is another interesting one in terms of what are we going to take away from this, because the Empress shows growth. He will be productive. The Empress confirms that Dallas Goedert will be productive. He will contribute. The 9 of Cups says success. He could have a standout performance. So we're moving in the direction of, yes, he could be the leader in yards and targets. Get to the 5 of Swords reversed. Overcoming challenges. He's proving the doubters wrong on the football field. Everybody who thinks Travis Kelce's the best tight end in this game, Dallas Goedert is going to prove them wrong. The Knight of Cups. Momentum. Dynamic persistence. He's a key role in the offense. And then we get to the Emperor reversed. And the man who's in charge, reversed, lack of structure, unpredictable game plan, a shift in his role. Everything points to Dallas Goedert being yes with the answer. But the Emperor reverse changes that whole conversation. So the answer is simply, it's possible he could, but not certain. He's going to be a major contributor. But the targets could be spread around with the Eagles' game plan, is what the Emperor in reverse is saying. He could be the leader, but he's not going to be dominant. That is a very interesting takeaway. 4 of the cards basically said it was working out for him, but because the big bad Emperor was reversed, it's telling us he may not be part of the game plan. He may have to play another role. He may have to do more blocking in the run game. He may have to be an extra man to drop back and pass pro. That's a whole different conversation. So we leave that there. So the answer, as we said, possible, but not probably the determining factor. Now we get to the sacks. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs. The question I wanted to ask is, because both these pass rushes are ferocious, will the Kansas City Chiefs have more than 5 sacks? The card spread was the 8 of Wands reversed, the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 8 of Pentacles reversed. So what did that tell me? Well, 8 of Wands reversed is slowed momentum. So right away, that doesn't sound like a dominant pass rush. The 4 of Cups, missed opportunities. So the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be frustrated by trying to get constant pressure, and they're not going to get there. The 4 of Pentacles is playing conservatively. The Eagles may emphasize max protection and not allow the Kansas City Chiefs to get a pass rush going, or they may throw quick passes and avoid pressure altogether. The Wheel of Fortune is the luck and the cycle. The sack numbers are going to depend on how is the game flowing. What's going on? Is it a run first for Philadelphia so the sacks don't matter? Or is it a situation where Jalen Hurts is throwing screen passes and nobody is touching the quarterback? The 8 of Pentacles, that is struggling to finish. So the answer, without any question, is unlikely. Will they get 5 sacks? No. But they will have chances, is what the cards are saying. Their execution in Spagnuolo's defense will be the key to whether or not they get there. All right. The Philadelphia side of the equation. When you look at the Eagles, you've seen a dominant pass rush. The question we asked, we kept it the same. Will the Eagles get more than 5 sacks versus the Chiefs? The card layout we got were the 3 of Swords, the Page of Cups reversed, the 9 of Pentacles reversed, the 8 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. The Three of Swords starts this process off by saying pain and disappointment. It is not a good card in tarot. They're frustrated. They're expecting to get a pass rush, and they're not getting any. The Page of Cups reverse is lack of creativity. This is where Vic Fangio has been really good for the Eagles in the creativity of switching up the defense, making quarterbacks take longer in their process to decide where to go with the ball. This is struggling in executing the plan. That's what the Page of Cups reverse is. You're not executing properly. The Nine of Pentacles reversed, instability. The defense is not getting the front pressure that they expect. They're not getting the results. That's what that Nine of Pentacles reverse is. You're supposed to be cashing in, but you're not getting the result. The Eight of Cups is walking away. Adjustment by the Chiefs to avoid sacks is what that can mean in a football context. If you're walking away, that means that the Eagles are realizing they're not getting pressure, and Kansas City's adjustments, Kansas City's ability to dictate the flow of the game is frustrating them. The Queen of Cups is emotional balance. It's play smart, composed. Do not go overwhelming with your blitz. Do not take the risk against this Chiefs offense. So the answer to the question of will the Eagles defense get more than 5 sacks versus the Chiefs is a resounding no. It's very unlikely based on these cards. What we need to take away if we're the Philadelphia Eagles from these cards is we need to be more controlled. Maybe we play zone more. Maybe we don't blitz as much. Maybe we do what we've always done, which is let the front four dictate the matchups. Let Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter win. Let Cooper DeJean take away the slants and let Quinton Mitchell be physical. They would be successful if they went controlled versus relentless. The cards suggest they're going to miss opportunities and they're going to be frustrated with their pass rush. That's what the cards suggest. All right, let's bring it on home with the second quarter. We gave you the first quarter. It looked like a slow start for the Eagles. The second quarter has now begun. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs get the Tower, the Queen of Swords, the Empress, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Wands reversed. The Tower is an absolute disruption. The Tower is the card of turnovers. The Tower is the card of a defensive blown coverage. The Eagles have made their move. The Queen of Swords, clarity and strategic thinking. After the Tower moment, whatever this is, it could even be Patrick Mahomes got hurt. Travis Kelce's hurt. Could be an injury. Queen of Swords is we need to adjust. We need to slow down, rethink. The Empress shows up. Nurturing growth, strong offensive play from Kansas City. This is solid execution. This is who the Kansas City Chiefs are. The Page of Cups, that's creative energy. This could be an Andy Reid trick play. This could be where they have one play that they've saved all year and they execute it and catch the Eagles by surprise and put together an emotional drive that changes the direction of the game. But then you have the Ten of Wands reversed. Frustrations, dropping unnecessary burdens. They might have to be overcoming earlier struggles in the second quarter toward the end. But the frustration or the outcome is not meeting the Chiefs' expectations. The second quarter feels a lot like a chaotic but a resilient quarter for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Tower sets everything in motion. It is going to be a turnover. It is going to be an injury. It is going to be something that affects the game. We were looking at Philadelphia in the first quarter. Their cards were basically saying that they were struggling to keep themselves in rhythm. It feels like some sort of defensive play, some sort of offensive lightning bolt is going to hit Kansas City, and it's going to open the door for the Eagles. There's going to be a big unexpected moment. The Chiefs are going to respond the way they always do, with intelligence and creativity. That's who they are. But when we go to the half, The Chiefs are going to feel like they left something out there that they should have succeeded. They're going to feel like they've played an incomplete football game at this point. Doesn't mean they won't lead. They just feel that they should be in a better shape than they are. Now we get to the Philadelphia Eagles to wrap up this part one. The Eagles get the 10 of Cups. They get the 6 of Pentacles. They get the Chariot reversed. They get the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And they get the 5 of Cups. What does this tell us? Well, with the 10 of Cups, that could be the tower moment for the Eagles that we're talking about, that they take advantage of Kansas City somehow. That's emotional fulfillment. That is a strong sense of unity as a team, of success. The 6 of Pentacles is about balance. That means that it's coming together. The offensive front is taking over the game and the defensive front. This is Philadelphia Eagles football. When we talk about who the Chiefs are, this is what the Eagles are. They're strong up front, and they're strong up front on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensively. But then the Chariot reverse shows up, and the Chariot reversed is not good from a football standpoint. This is lack of control or direction. So that means that even though Philadelphia will have the momentum in the second quarter according to the cards, they are going to struggle to maintain it. They are not going to be able to press the gas on Kansas City and pull away. Then you get the Knight of Pentacles reversed. This is not something, again, in a football context you want if you're the Eagles. That is slow moving, and it's the opposite of the Chiefs' lack of efficiency. This means that although the Eagles will be winning the game, it will feel like in the second quarter, their offense is going to stall after the tower moment. The 5 of Cups feels like the turning point toward halftime. It is disappointment. There is going to be frustration for the Philadelphia Eagles going to halftime. They may feel like they are winning, but they actually could be losing internally. The second quarter for the Eagles, when you break it down, comes down to it's a mixed event. They get every opportunity to take this game away from Kansas City. But these cards are saying, even though they have their great moment, the tower moment for the Chiefs, the Eagles are going to have good moments, but they're going to miss opportunities. They're going to struggle with stalled drives, and they're going to be thinking about those missed chances by the time Kendrick Lamar takes the stage. Both these teams will go into the half thinking they should be in better shape. That is very traditional in the Super Bowl with the long break, that two very competitive teams who are well matched against each other are going to feel, man, if we just made that one play, man, if we did not give that first down up on third down. Kansas City is going to have their moments in the first quarter. Philly is going to have theirs in the second, is what's happened, according to the cards. The Chiefs may have the lead, but the tower moment is what flipped the switch for the Eagles to give them the momentum that they needed. Unfortunately, they may not have capitalized on it. And that brings us to halftime, and that also brings us to the end of part 1 of our Super Bowl tarot props. Part 2 will come out very shortly, well before the game, and we will also have video that will show some of these layouts so that you can understand when I say what these tarot cards mean and why the story is being told the way it is. But that will wrap it up for this episode. As always, I would like to dedicate this episode to my mom, who is recovering from stage 3 lung cancer, and we will talk again very shortly. Keep your vibration high,